win at Gehring in that type of environment, you got to feel good, and just kind of methodically, you just kind of pulled away, and it was really no issue.
Chris Cottrell back with you from Western Nebraska Community College. Starting lineups being introduced right now for the Scottsbluff boys and the Liberty Tree War Eagles. Let's meet the starters for Liberty Tree, a team outside of Colorado Springs in Colorado. J.J. Smith, a 5'10 sophomore. He's their second leading scorer at 12 points per game. Oscar Sorensen is a 6-foot junior who averages 3 points per game. Zach Smith averages 7.5. He's a senior, 5'10 freshman. Caleb Mendez averages 1 point per game. And Kyle Hauser averages 1 point per game, a 5'11 senior. For Scottsbluff, no change to the starting lineup. You've got Nate Kelly, the 6'1 junior, Riley Meininger, Kean Delgado, a 6'4 junior, Trey Boswell, a sophomore, 6'1, and also in the backcourt, you've got Des Smith, a 6-foot senior. Scottsbluff comes in with a record of 12-3 on the year. Liberty Tree is 5-6. They lost their last game to Twin Peaks Academy. They come in on a 4-game losing streak. Coach Golian saying in the pregame interview that they would be comparable to a D1 level school here in Nebraska. Scottsbluff controls our opening tip, brought to you by Papa Murphy's, where you can heat things up this Valentine's Day with their Heart Baker Pizza for just $11. Order online today for that Heart Baker Pizza. Nate Kelly will shoot the three out of the right corner. High bounce off the iron, shot won't go. Tracking down the rebound in the paint for Liberty Tree was Caleb Mendez. Up top with the basketball is Smith. Mendez to the high post, Hauser. They run a cutter off the high post that time, and we've got a whistle as a mix-up on the floor. It'll stay with Liberty Tree. Inbounding is Zach Smith. He averages 7.5. Mendez, their leading scorer, at 14 points per game. Now Smith, a sophomore, gives it up in the right corner. The first points of the game go to Caleb Mendez on that three ball out of the right corner. Des Smith dribbling. Take it straight to the rim. Shot won't go. Ball loose on the floor. Smith the offensive rebound. They'll move it in the hands of Riley Meininger. Meininger's three would not drop. O-board to Scottsbluff's Des Smith. And the Bearcats eventually have it poked away, and that'll go as a turnover. And here comes Liberty Tree with J.J. Smith, the sophomore. 3-0 War Eagles have the early lead. The give and go action. And there's the first turnover committed by Liberty Tree. Up the floor, Trey Boswell on the run out. Takes the feed and lays it in with the right hand. 3-2 lead for Liberty Tree. Smith handles. Pass comes near side to Sorensen. And now J.J. Smith's jump shot caroms off the front of the iron. A long bounce pass on the outlet feed from Smith to Kean Delgado. Delgado, back-to-back baskets in transition for the Bearcats. They have their first lead of the game. It's 4-3 with just over 2 minutes gone by here in the opening quarter. Hauser gives it up. The shot that time from Mendez wouldn't go. Nobody back defensively, and the finger roll for the lay-in for Trey Boswell. After that opening three-point make from Mendez, Scottsbluff has scored 6 in a row. Hauser on the catch. He'll give it back to Mendez. Mendez picks up his dribble, gives to Hauser. Hauser barely left the floor. A little lefty flip, it would not go. Up the floor comes Scottsbluff. 2-on-2. Meininger gives to Boswell. And Trey Boswell has 6 of the first 8 for Scottsbluff. A 30-second timeout taken by Liberty Tree with a little under 5.5 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Scottsbluff now on an 8-0 run, and they lead it by 5. 8-3 our score here in the early going. 57-16 earlier as the Sydney girls picked up a win. The Gehring boys beat Shadron. So it will be Gehring to take on the winner of this one. Gehring beat Shadron earlier this afternoon, 67-59. to 51. So a nice bounce back performance off an 0-2 weekend for Trey Winkler's team. They lost at home to Chadron on Friday and then got beat by Scottsbluff at home on Saturday. The Gearing boys win it by 16 over Chadron, as that game has gone final over at Scottsbluff High School. J.J. Smith dribbling on the catch at the foul line. Having checked into the game is sophomore Wesley Rains. He averages 5.5. Zach Smith puts up the jump shot. It won't go. Scottsbluff controls. Nate Kelly to Riley Meininger. Meininger on the baseline drive, gives it back to Nate Kelly. That three is short. Offensive rebound, and with the right hand, up and in for two for Kian Delgado. He's got 4. Boswell has 6, and the Bearcats lead it 10-3. Substitutions coming for Scottsbluff at the next dead ball, with Caleb Berta, Ryan Hinman, and Isai Sabala set to come into the game. Zach Smith turns it over. Feed up ahead, and Riley Meininger missed the layup. Scott Golian not going to like that, as Meininger got caught between maybe wanting to throw that one down and laying it up and in. At the last moment, realized I better try and lay this one in. Couldn't get it to go. There was an offensive rebound, and Trey Boswell was fouled on a shot, and free throws coming now for Trey Boswell. Zeb Anderson, the head coach for Liberty Tree, at the line. Boswell gets the first to go. He's shooting 53% at the stripe this year. Liberty Tree got off to a 3-0 start with a corner three-point make from Caleb Mendez. And now Scottsbluff has scored 11 straight. Trey Boswell has 7 of those. Give him 8. Boswell 2 for 2 at the line. It's a 12-3 lead. Smith, Kelly, and Delgado have taken a seat with Berta, Hinman, and Sabala on. Mendez along the baseline. Boy, nice body control for Caleb Mendez. He got the shot up and in. He's got the first 5 of the game for Liberty Tree. Riley Meininger. Step back jumper from inside the three-point line, and Meininger's on the board. He's got his first basket. And now Liberty Tree turns it over. That is their 3rd turnover so far in this first quarter. 3:53 to play. Cats in front, 14-5. Hinman, they'll swing it. High right. Boswell behind the college three-point line, buries one. Trey Boswell with 11 of the 17 for Scottsbluff. They lead it 17-5. Mendez will lob it up to along the baseline, and J.J. Smith with the giveaway. In transition, Meininger gets it and a foul. Riley Meininger now with a chance for a three-point play off the Liberty Tree turnover.
Fouls on number 11. Caleb Mendez is first.
19-5 lead. Smith and Delgado will check back in here momentarily for Scottsbluff. They lead it 19-5. Meininger at the stripe, able to convert. Riley Meininger, a 64% free throw shooter. He's a 49% shooter from behind the arc there on those threes. 15-point lead here in the first quarter for the Bearcats. Caleb Mendez shoots over a defender. Back of the right elbow area, would not go. Des Smith pushing quickly. Delgado on the catch, he'll dump it down low. With the right hand off the square, the jump hook for Ryan Hinman, the 6'5 senior. Makes it 22-5. J.J. Smith brings it across the timeline. Smith had it poked away. He'll get back to work on the dribble. High screen. The give to Rains. Rains takes it up. He's fouled. The sophomore Wesley Rains averaging 5.5. He'll head to the line to shoot a pair here for Liberty Tree. The War Eagles are 5-6. They've lost 4 straight games entering play tonight. And Raines gets the first. 22-6. And Raines releases the second. Got both. 2:50 to play, opening quarter. 22-7 lead for Scottsbluff. Isai Sabala drives it into the paint. And he floats one up and in with the right hand. Isai Sabala averaging 4 points per game. He's got his first two. That's 4 points off the bench for Scottsbluff here in the opening quarter. 2 for Hinman and 2 now for Sabala. J.J. Smith, three-pointer. Off the front of the iron. Des Smith, the rebound for Scottsbluff. The look-ahead pass to Caleb Berta. Can't get it with the left hand. Backside offensive rebound to Kean Delgado. Wouldn't go, but then Kean grabbed his own miss and scores with the right hand. 19-point lead with 2:05 to play in this first quarter. 26-7 the lead. Caleb Mendez. Now Seth Burns, a 5'10 senior's checked in. And slipping, but still getting the shot off in the paint is J.J. Smith. That's the first 2 points of the game for the sophomore. Delgado to Sabala. East side now. Right side, Caleb Berta for three. That's down. Caleb Berta shooting 40% from distance on the season. Knocks down the tray. 29-9 our score. A 20-point lead. J.J. Smith on the pick and roll action. Now dribbling it off a defender's foot out of bounds. That's 5'9 junior Ryan Allen for Liberty Tree. He averages 2.5 points per game. Parker Green, a senior's on. Mid-range jump shot won't go that time for Wesley Raines. Up the floor, Des Smith. Tried to work it to the left side of the iron. It wouldn't go, but Kean Delgado there to clean up the mess. And Delgado's got 8 first quarter points. Trey Boswell's got 11. That duo with 19 of the 31 for Scottsbluff. .59 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. Green gives it up to Ryan Allen. Now Green with the basketball. On the perimeter, shot clock at 6. Three-point shot would not go for J.J. Smith. Caleb Berta the rebound. About a 2-second difference between shot and game clock. Scottsbluff in front 31-9 over Liberty Tree as we go under 30 seconds to play in the opening quarter. 2-second difference. Shot clock at 15. Scottsbluff going to try and run a end of quarter set here. Des Smith gives to Berta. Now Smith gives to Hinman. Hinman leans in with the right hand. Ryan Hinman will finish this first quarter with 4 points. J.J. Smith, a half-court heave. That's short. After 1 quarter of play here at Cougar Palace, the Scottsbluff boys, the 1 seed, leading Liberty Tree 33-9 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Allo, A. Elliott Law, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Dustin White Irrigation, and B&C Steel.
WNCC's Cougar Palace, the location on this Thursday evening. And now head coach Scott Golian will get further down the bench here against this Liberty Tree team. George Schmall, Kobe Strom, Eric Sabala, Domingo Gomez, and Oliver Carpenter will start on the court here in the second quarter. Schmall on the right wing, dribbles off a Strom screen. Now Oliver Carpenter. Schmall works it into the paint. Finds Strom, baseline jumper, right side, it won't go. Eric Sabala got a hand on it, knocked away out of bounds. Caleb Mendez hit the first shot of the game for Liberty Tree, a 3 out of the right corner. He'll bring it across the timeline. Mendez, a 5'10 freshman. That's the 5th turnover of the game for Liberty Tree, and here comes Scottsbluff. Schmall with the left hand off the square. And George Schmall has his first 2 points tonight. It's 35-9. Mendez picks up the ball, or picks up his dribble out high near the 10-foot line, comes to get it from his teammate Raines. And walking with it out high, Mendez will give it back to Scottsbluff. 6 turnovers now committed by Liberty Tree. Eric Sabala gives it to Oliver Carpenter. Carpenter knifes to the basket and lays it off. Oliver Carpenter with the layup.
Oliver Carpenter.
Ollie's got his first 2 points. Scottsbluff has 13 points off the bench here in this first half, and the lead is 37-9. That'll be a backcourt violation as Liberty Tree gives it back. Seth Burns could not handle the pass. 6:38 to play in the first half. Already kind of eyeballing that score if you're thinking running clock. Can't have that until the second half. So Liberty Tree going to have to suffer through this second quarter fully here this evening. Eric Sabala at the foul line. He'll put some English on it off the square. Shot would not go. The rebound for Burns for Liberty Tree. Scottsbluff in front, 37-9 with 6:12 to play in the second quarter. Green on the near side. Dribbles middle of the floor. Now gets it back. And that jumper would not go for Parker Green. Oliver Carpenter on the baseline drive. Wanted Strom off his fingertips. They get it to Domingo Gomez. And Gomez hits the triple. Scottsbluff is connected on 3 3-point baskets so far in the game. They lead it by 31 already. 40-9 is the score. Bunch of the starters coming back in now for Liberty Tree. The 5'11 senior Kyle Hauser.
Oscar Sorensen.
6-foot junior Oscar Sorensen. J.J. Smith. And Zach Smith back into the game. J.J. Smith goes behind his back. Takes it strong to the rim. The shot would not go. Cleared by the Bearcats. Here comes George Schmall up to Eric Sabala. Thought about the 3. Schmall has it top of the key. He'll kick it. Carpenter, right corner 3. And it goes for Oliver Carpenter. He's got 5. 43-9. High post pass goes to Hauser. The give and go action. It comes right back on the feed to J.J. Smith. And now the Scottsbluff starting lineup will re-enter the game.
Fouls on number 22, Kobe Strom, his first. Scottsbluff's first.
It's Kobe Strom whistled for the foul.
J.J. Smith, shooting 2.
And Smith short on the first.
Into the game for the Bearcats. Nate Kelly.
So the subs head to the bench. Ollie Carpenter scored 5. George Schmall
Riley Meininger.
with 2.
Trey Boswell.
Eric Sabala also seeing some action there. And Kobe Strom as well. As J.J. Smith hits the second, 1 for 2 at the line. They are 3 for 4 in the ball game. Trey Boswell out of the corner for 3. That's off the mark. Offensive rebound to Kean Delgado. Now a reverse layup for Nate Kelly. Nate's got his first basket of the night. They won't need much from Nate, and he probably won't be pushing the envelope very much tonight, looking to save his legs for the next couple of days. Kyle Hauser, they've got him operating at the high post when he's in the game. Didn't get his head whipped around and turned in time to see that pass coming back to him, and the ball goes out of bounds. Back to the Bearcats. 45-10, they lead it Here on opening night of the Western Conference Tournament. Top of the key, Boswell drives it, kicks it to Delgado. Des Smith hangs, left hand, it wouldn't go. Ball is batted around, they'll say off of Liberty Tree, and it'll stay with Scottsbluff on the offensive end. 45-10 the lead, 4:15 to play in the second quarter. Inbounds pass to Nate Kelly. Nate drives it, kicks it, right corner three, Riley Meininger, that's a splash down. Out of the corner, Meininger's got 8. And for Scottsbluff, that is their 4th three-point make in the game. Make that their 5th. J.J. Smith running it down, Zach Smith, sophomore to senior. Hauser. Back of the foul line. Jumper off the glass. Here comes Scottsbluff. Spinning away from the defender. Driving it is Meininger, and he's fouled on his way to the rim.
Fouls on number 11, Caleb Mendez, his second.
That'll go on Mendez, his second personal. 48-10 the score. As Kelly takes the inbounds feed. He'll cut baseline. It's Boswell. They leave him open. Trey now drives it along the baseline. Left it short off the glass and rim, and here comes Liberty Tree. J.J. Smith into the front court. Boswell, help defender, reaches in. Nearly came up with the steal. Instead, J.J. Smith with that prayer answered on the leaner. Smith has 3. He's got all 3 for the War Eagles here in the second quarter. Nate Kelly, top of the key 3. He's got 5. 39-point lead. Again, Smith off the one leg with the floater that time comes up short. 2 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the second quarter. Kian Delgado with the right hand finishes at the rim. Delgado's got 10. He's in double figures along with Boswell, who had 11 in the first quarter. 53-12. It will be a very fast second half. J.J. Smith can't knock down the 3. Underneath, losing it in traffic, and here comes Scottsbluff. Meininger nearly threw it away. Outside it comes to Nate Kelly off the pass from Delgado. Kean rebounds the Nate Kelly missed 3. Offensive rebound off the miss from Delgado, and Des Smith scores. (55-12). J.J. Smith leaning back on that three-pointer. That one's off the mark. Extra pass from Delgado, 3 from Meininger. O-board Kelly. Nate with the rebound and the stick back, all in one motion. He's got 7 points here in the quarter. We're under 90 seconds to play. It's 57-12, Scottsbluff. Caleb Mendez along the baseline. Got deep, nowhere to go with it. Sends it back up top to Zach Smith. He'll feed it right side to J.J. Smith. Boy, trying to make that bounce pass in tight quarters. Deep 3 near the far sideline. Shot wouldn't go for Zach Smith. Ball goes out of bounds, and Scottsbluff with some substitutions. With 62 seconds to play, it's 57-12 late in the second quarter. Caleb Bird is back on along with Ryan Hinman and Isai Sabala. Nate Kelly stays out there along with Riley Meininger. Meininger. Isai Sabala wide open for 3. Too strong. Rebound grab by Meininger. Hesitation dribble along the baseline. Gives it to Hinman. And Ryan Hinman has 6. 40 seconds to play. 59-12 the lead. We will have a running clock for the entirety of the second half. A Liberty Tree turnover. That's their 6th of the quarter. Lead pass. And Riley Meininger, he really wants that full throwdown. He kind of guided that one in with the right hand. and it's 61-12. Caleb Mendez looking for his second made three of the first half. Can't get it to go. Caleb Berta, and now a little wide ball for the Bearcats. The assist from Isai Sabala. Nate Kelly with the lay-in as the buzzer sounds. It is 63-12. Scottsbluff with 33 points in the first quarter. They dropped 30 in the second. It is 63-12. They lead it at halftime on the Rural Radio Network on our West Coast scoreboard, 63-12.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Allo, A. Elliott Law, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Dustin White Irrigation, and B&C Steel. Coverage of the 2025
Fly United Airlines is operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
I would definitely recommend Allo's business services to other companies. Allo's next-gen firewalls have allowed us to tie 6 physical locations together along with numerous remote employees to produce and collaborate and generate content for our local radio group. It is very important for Nebraska Rural Radio Association to have the best in internet and phone service. We rely upon that every single day. Allo provided me with a solution that fit our needs. They have a quality product, great technical support, and a local presence in their community.
Changing leaf colors means yard work. Your friends at Tri-City Stormwater wants to remind you of the proper way to dispose of fallen leaves. Leaves make great mulch for trees and bushes and compost for future gardens. The city also has yard waste bins, so they can dispose of all your leaves at the city compost facility. Always keep your leaves out of the gutters. Not only do they cause clogging and flooding, they can pollute our waterways by causing nutrient overload. So keep your yard looking good and your drinking water safe, because it's our water, our responsibility.
Chris Cottrell back with you on the Rural Radio Network. We're on 107.3 The Trail for our radio broadcast, and of course on our TV platforms for the next 3 days here from WNCC, KNEB.TV's YouTube channel, Allo Channel 15, and Mobius Channel 1500. The Scottsbluff boys are leading Liberty Tree 63-12. This is a some teams to come to town because you don't have 8 teams in the Western Conference, so there's always a couple of those extra teams. This year it's North Platte and Liberty Tree, and right now it is all Bearcats here at halftime. They lead at 63-12. Trey Boswell with 11 points as we look at stats, brought to you by Dr. Levi Bolin at Advantage Chiropractic. Make sure you call for an appointment and get back to better health at 633-1425. 11 for Boswell. Delgado and Meininger each with 10. Nate Kelly scored 9. Ryan Hinman off the bench with 6. 5 points off the bench for Oliver Carpenter. You've got 3 points in the game for Caleb Berta and Domingo Gomez. 2 each for George Schmall, Des Smith, and Isai Sabala. Scottsbluff has put up 63 in the first half, and we will have a running clock for the entire way in the third and fourth quarters. Right now for Liberty Tree, J.J. Smith has scored 5 points. He had all 3 of their points in the second quarter. Caleb Mendez got his 5 points in the opening 8-minute stretch, and Wesley Rains is 2 for 2 at the free throw line. So far, they are 3 for 4 at the stripe, and they've made 1 3-point basket. That was the first make of the game for either team when Mendez drained a 3. Earlier here, it was the Sydney girls leading in halftime, just 15-6 over Alliance. They go on to put up 57 points on the board, a 42-point second half, and they won it over Alliance in the 1-8 game, 57-16. So we're well on our way, boys-wise, to a Scottsbluff-Gering matchup here tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. That'll be the first game out of the chute at WNCC. We'll come back. We'll take a little bit of a breather here, come back with what's going to be a fast-moving second half of action with the full running clock set to be in effect. Halftime score from Cougar Palace at WNCC. Scottsbluff boys leading Liberty Tree 63-12 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Allo, A. Elliott Law, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Dustin White Irrigation, and B&C Steel.
Fly United Airlines is operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
I would definitely recommend Allo's business services to other companies. Allo's next-gen firewalls have allowed us to tie 6 physical locations together along with numerous remote employees to produce and collaborate and generate content for our local radio group. It is very important for Nebraska Rural Radio Association to have the best in internet and phone service. We rely upon that every single day. Allo provided me with a solution that fit our needs. They have a quality product, great technical support, and a local presence in their community.
Changing leaf colors means yard work. Your friends at Tri-City Stormwater wants to remind you of the proper way to dispose of fallen leaves. Leaves make great mulch for trees and bushes and compost for future gardens. The city also has yard waste bins, so they can dispose of all your leaves at the city compost facility. Always keep your leaves out of the gutters. Not only do they cause clogging and flooding, they can pollute our waterways by causing nutrient overload. So keep your yard looking good and your drinking water safe, because it's our water, our responsibility.
Just about set for the start of the second half here at Western Nebraska Community College at Cougar Palace. The Scottsbluff boys will have a running clock the entire way here in this second half of action against Liberty Tree as they lead it 63-12. Scottsbluff with 11 different players scoring in that first half. And with the win here in this one, we'll have the running clock the entire way in this second half. With the win, that'll set up a Scottsbluff-Gering boys game. Tomorrow is game 1 of a 4-game Cougar Palace slate. 2 o'clock. likely Gehring and Scottsbluff. Scottsbluff plays Liberty Tree, and Gehring plays Mitchell in girls action tonight at 7. There will be no shot clock as well here in this second half with the running clock in effect. Liberty Tree with a missed 3 out of the right corner. Bearcats basketball. They'll look to run some offense. This has got to be a tough one to gauge what you're seeing on the floor if you're head coach Scott Golian. Delgado to Nate Kelly. Des Smith drives it to the foul line, gives to Riley Meininger. And now no shot clock. Long ball on the way. Trey Boswell gets it to go. Boswell's got 14. That leads all scorers, 66-12. J.J. Smith will bring it across the timeline. Mendez now to the high post to Hauser. It's stolen away. Des Smith gives to Trey Boswell. Meininger spotting one up here and knocking it down. A three-point hit for Riley Meininger. He's got 13. And for the Bearcats, that is their 7th three-point basket of the game. First 2 makes of this third quarter from distance. 69-12 the score. And again, the clock during that dead ball stays running. Kelly will give it up to Meininger. Riley brings it across the timeline, right back to Nate. Now Boswell, Des Smith in the left corner. Nate Kelly, coming into tonight, needed 5 assists. I believe to become the all-time assist leader. No, check that, needed 5 steals to become the all-time steals leader. This time he drills a 3 out of the left corner. Meininger, or check that, Nate Kelly now with 12. 13 for Meininger, 14 for Boswell. And Liberty Tree with the turnover, 72-12 with 5:45 to play. Boswell to Meininger. Scottsbluff with 3 three-point baskets here in this third quarter. Hauser backs off Delgado. Boswell right corner 3. That one's down. Trey Boswell now with 17. And the Bearcats will take a 30-second timeout. We'll see if we get substitutions here immediately. But that is one way to stop the clock, as they've got a timeout on the floor. Bearcats are leading at 75-12 over Liberty Tree here in the early stages of the third quarter. Scottsbluff will get Gehring tomorrow afternoon. They won at Gehring on Saturday night, 74-38. We could get a Scottsbluff-Gehring girls matchup as well tomorrow night in the late game at 6:30. Gehring beat Scottsbluff in girls action over the weekend, 74-48. That was Saturday night. Liberty Tree inbounds, and J.J. Smith will handle the basketball. Des Smith defending. Caleb Berta and Ryan Hinman along with Isai Sabala have checked into the game for the Bearcats. Good box out underneath off the missed jump shot from the War Eagles, and Isai Sabala with the rebound. He will bring it across the timeline. Left side to the wing. Back to Boswell, high left. Des Smith, they pull the basketball out. Now Sabala leaves it for Smith. Pass fake, found a wide open Trey Boswell in the left corner. That 3 caroms off the iron, and rebounding for Liberty Tree is Caleb Mendez, the 5'10 freshman. J.J. Smith back to Mendez. Mendez leans into a jumper. That one's off the mark. Ryan Hinman, the 6'5 senior, rebounds for Scottsbluff. More subs at the next dead ball. Oliver Carpenter and George Small set to check in for Scottsbluff. Trey Boswell dribbles at the top of the key. Isai Sabala is going to launch from the left side wing. That 3 hops off the iron. Backside board is grabbed by Seth Burns. J.J. Smith gives to Mendez. Mendez inside the arc, jumper on the way. Too strong. Boswell the rebound. as we're about to go under 4 minutes to play in this third quarter. Zabala, cutter through is Boswell. He'll explode to the right side, opposite side of the basket. He's got those long legs, long arms. One dribble is all it took him to extend for the layup off the square, right side of the rim. Trey Boswell with 8 in the quarter. He's got 19. Mendez misses on the, or check that. That was Raines missing on the drive. Now with it is Caleb Berta. Isai Sabala, low block area. Back outside it comes to Trey Boswell, who's on one here in the third quarter. He's got 11 in the quarter, 22 for the ball game. We'll get a foul in the backcourt, and that'll stop the clock. Actually, it won't stop the clock, but it'll get these substitutions into the game. It is 80-12, Scottsbluff. 2:52 to play in the third. Scottsbluff with an 80 spot on the board. Liberty Tree with the turnover. I've got him down for 13, and that's probably being kind. Oliver Carpenter picks up his dribble. Pass comes to Isai Sabala. Off the screen, Caleb Berta. In a normal game situation, that shot's going up if he's got that type of separation and the ball in his hands from behind the arc. Underneath Sabala. Opposite corner pass goes to George Schmall. 3 off the iron. Rebounding underneath is Sabala. In traffic, it won't go. Rebounding for the War Eagles is J.J. Smith. Hesitation dribble. Now a crossover into a jump shot. It won't go. Offensive rebound. The stick back that time for Burns. Off the mark. 2:05 to play in the third. And the Bearcats in front 80-12. Hinman to Schmall, top of the key. Sabala to Berta. Again, shot clock is off here in this half with the running clock in effect. And now it's Berta exploding off the right side wing. Got it down to the right block, up off 2 feet, and off the square for 2. Caleb Berta's got 5. Minute 35 to play in the third quarter. J.J. Smith. A little flip with the right hand over the defender, left it short of everything, and Scottsbluff will bring it across the timeline. The lead for the Bearcats is 70 points at 82-12. Caleb Berta gives to Ryan Hinman, who's on the perimeter. Everybody wants Ryan Hinman to shoot the 3 ball. Let's see if he'll put it up. Coaches are having a little bit of fun over on the far sideline bench.
Offensive foul on number 0,
One thing's for sure, the starting 5 will be well rested for that game against Gearing tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. .40 seconds to play. Clock running here in this third quarter. J.J. Smith, that shot came up short. We dip under 30 seconds to play. Gomez will bring the ball up the floor. It is a white t-shirt under the game jersey type of day here for the Bearcats. 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. Oliver Carpenter picks up his dribble. He'll get it to Schmall. 6 seconds to play. Sabala shot fake. Now Oliver Carpenter on the baseline drive. Let it go with the right hand. Offensive rebound off the miss to Gomez. The buzzer sounds. And after 3, Scottsbluff in front.
There'll be free throws.
Oh, he was fouled, so we're going to get...
Foul number 15, Seth Burns, his first.
There is definitely no pressure on Oliver Carpenter here at the foul line with nobody on either side. He hits the first. He's got 6. A scoreless third quarter
Scottsbluff 84, Liberty Tree 12.
for Liberty Tree, and after 3 quarters of play, Scottsbluff in front 84-12 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Allo. A. Elliott Law, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Dustin White Irrigation, and B&C Steel.
To start the fourth quarter, it'll be Scottsbluff basketball.
84-12 the score. Scottsbluff in command. Fair to say here as we begin the fourth quarter. Bearcats with substitutes on the floor, and Eric Sabala knocks down the three-point make. That extends the lead to 87-12. Eric Sabala with a steal, and he will pull the basketball out. We'll see if Scottsbluff even looks to hit the century mark in this one. Kobe Strom down low, powers it up, and that'll give Strom some free throws. But the clock will continue to run. 87-12, a 75-point lead for the Scottsbluff Bearcats. Strom off the mark on the first. We've got Trayton Harmon producing on the TV side, and our A-team camera crew is out tonight. Amanda Mendoza and Tricia Strow. We brought out the big guns for the camera work today, so I want to thank those two. Trayton will be here all weekend producing for the TV side of things. Strom hits 1 of 2, 88. Pass that message along to him, would you, Trayton? 6:35 to play here in this third quarter. Whistle will not stop the clock. It stops play for a moment. It'll be Ryan Allen inbounding. It comes in to J.J. Smith. Smith has 5, Mendez has 5, and Raines has 2. Liberty Tree did not score in the third quarter, and now they turn it over on a J.J. Smith baseline drive. 14 turnovers unofficially in this game for the Liberty Tree War Eagles. Scottsbluff leading it 88-12. Schmall near the left corner to Oliver Carpenter. Eric Sabala gives to Kobe Strom. It comes on the pass back outside to Schmall. J.J. Smith got a hand in the passing lane and knocked it away out of bounds. Clock stays running, with Scottsbluff leading it by 76 points. I'd be lying if I said it doesn't make me feel weird saying that, or feel bad in a way for this Liberty Tree team. Baseline drive for Oliver Carpenter. He's got 9. Ollie connected on a second quarter 3. He had 7 points at halftime. Give him 9 now with nearly 3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Missed shot, offensive rebound. Hauser on the putback, it won't go. Domingo Gomez rebounds underneath for Scottsbluff. The Bearcats will play Gehring. It'll be boys action for game number 1 tomorrow afternoon here at 2. Right side on the catch. Eric Sabala at the right elbow. Now Schmall gives it to Strom. Sabala gets it back. Leaning to his left a little bit on that jump shot's off the mark. And Liberty Tree will bring it up the floor with J.J. Smith. Smith whips a pass to Oliver Carpenter. The problem is Ollie wears the opposite jersey. Scottsbluff in the whites here at home tonight. Top team on the bracket, if you've got yours handy, will always be the home team this weekend. Gomez. Now Strom in the right corner. We come up on the midway point of this fourth quarter. Domingo Gomez knocks down his second 3 of the game. Scottsbluff is connected now on 12 three-pointers in the contest. We get a timeout.
For Liberty Tree, T.J. Ellis, Parker Green.
With 3:51 to play, and we've got more substitutions now for Liberty Tree. Aiden Veldhuis checks in Also into the game is TJ Ellis. You've got Jeremiah Sander onto the floor. Michael Coleman out there as well, a 6-foot junior. TJ Ellis off the heel of the iron. Oliver Carpenter rebounds. We've got 3:35 to play in the game. Bearcats leading at 93-12, an 81-point lead. Gomez off the Eric Sabala screen. A night of rest here for the most part for the frontline guys for Scottsbluff. Sabala on the left wing. Right side, now with it is Strom. We've got 3 minutes to play. Oliver Carpenter. Catch and shoot triple goes for Carpenter. Ollie's got 12 in the ball game. 96-12, 2:45 to play. Ellis, little crossover dribble. Ellis is a 5'8" sophomore. Jeremiah Sander, also a sophomore. Gomez reaches in and comes up with the steal. 2:30 to go in the game. 4 points away from the century mark. On a night like tonight, if they get there, it will not be a major accomplishment. Oliver Carpenter holds the basketball. Gomez. Now Eric Sabala as we come up on 2 minutes to play in the game. We'll see if Scottsbluff just literally looks to run offense, and they will not as Eric Sabala gets the feed from Domingo Gomez, and Sabala has 5. 98-12. That's Michael Coleman giving it to Green in the right corner. A little runner from the baseline off the side of the backboard, and Eric Sabala has it, and he'll bring it up the floor as we come up on 90 seconds to play in the game. Carpenter gives it up to George Schmall. Schmall now to Gomez, now Sabala. Kobe Strom inside the three-point line near the baseline. Top of the key with the basketball is Eric Sabala. Gomez in the left corner with 1:15 to play. Outside, Eric Sabala to put Scottsbluff over the century mark, and he does. Eric Sabala has 8 points here in the fourth quarter, and Scottsbluff leading Liberty Tree 101-12 here this evening. Even the Liberty Tree starters that are on the bench shaking their heads, smiling, looking up at the scoreboard. I don't think they've ever seen anything like it. 42 seconds to play, and I got to imagine we will not see another shot here tonight. Gomez to Eric Sabala. He'll feed it right back to Domingo Gomez. In fact, I'm going to write down the final at 101-12. A scoreless second half for Liberty Tree. Kobe Strom with 14 seconds on the clock. Scottsbluff will win it here tonight, 101-12, and they will play Gering tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, the first game of the day for the 4 semifinal matchups here at Cougar Palace. Buzzer sounds, that'll do it as the Bearcats beat Liberty Tree 101-12. We'll step away and add up some of the scoring totals. And when we come back, we'll get to our Runs of Post-Game show right after this.
That game will be at 2 o'clock here at Cougar Palace.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Allo, A. Elliott Law, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Dustin White Irrigation, and B&C Steel.
Fly United Airlines Operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport, United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
I would definitely recommend Allo's business services to other companies. Allo's next-gen firewalls have allowed us to tie 6 physical locations together along with numerous remote employees to produce and collaborate and generate content for our local radio group. It is very important for Nebraska Rural Radio Association to have the best in internet and phone service. We rely upon that every single day. Allo provided me with a solution that fit our needs. They have a quality product, great technical support, and a local presence in their community.
Changing leaf colors means yard work. Your friends at Tri-City Stormwater wants to remind you of the proper way to dispose of fallen leaves. Leaves make great mulch for trees and bushes and compost for future gardens. The city also has yard waste bins, so they can dispose of all your leaves at the city compost facility. Always keep your leaves out of the gutters. Not only do they cause clogging and flooding, they can pollute our waterways by causing nutrient overload. So keep your yard looking good and your drinking water safe, because it's our water, our responsibility.
Well, the Scottsbluff boys get a little bit of a workout in this evening. Might have broken a sweat as they put up 101 points and beat Liberty Tree out of Colorado. They're near Colorado Springs. They knock off the War Eagles 101-12. Liberty Tree goes without points in the second half, albeit with a running clock the entire way in the third and fourth quarters. Scottsbluff hits triple digits. And let's go ahead and check get a look at the post-game statistics, always brought to you by Dr. Levi Bolin at Advantage Chiropractic in Scottsbluff. You can call for an appointment and get your body back to better health. Advantage Chiropractic at 633-1425. Trey Boswell scored 22 points to lead the way tonight. Also in double figures, Riley Meininger with 13, 12 points each for Nate Kelly and Oliver Carpenter off the bench. You had double figures for Kean Delgado in the first half alone with 10. I had the Scottsbluff bench. Let me double check here. The Bearcat bench I had unofficially with 44 points tonight. Domingo Gomez had 6, Kobe Strom with 1, Eric Sabala had 8 in the fourth quarter. We mentioned Oliver Carpenter with 12. Let's go ahead and get the headset here on Scottsbluff head coach Scott Golian, who's still got plenty of time to get to his dinner plans for this evening as we get the headset on.
We needed to come out and play with intensity early, and we did a pretty good job of that. Yeah, we got to get ready for tomorrow.
How tough is it to coach? How tough is it to assess games like that?
Well, it's not fun by any means. I don't think it was fun for anybody. You're trying to kind of be classy, be nice, but at the same time, your guys still need to play and do things offensively and defensively, and so it's kind of just a fine line you try to walk, and hopefully you do the right thing. for the game and for the opponent.
We were talking yesterday. It felt like a real 50-50 game between Chadron and Gering as they tipped off at 4 o'clock in your home, Jim. And it was pretty much all Gering, at least by the way the score looked at halftime. And then the final as Gering won it over Chadron 67-51. When you match up with them tomorrow, that'll be an odd one. A 2 o'clock start on a Friday here in the afternoon against your arch rival.
Yeah, it'll be good to be playing up here at the college. I think does a lot of good things for us in preparation for what we want to do. But yeah, with Gering again, it sounds like they maybe threw a little zone at Chadron, and we got to be prepared for that. But yeah, our kids don't have school, so it's a little different. No school, 2 o'clock start. Hopefully this place gets filled up a little bit, and might be one of those you have to create your own energy though.
And you saw them just 6 days ago at their place, and you won pretty handily. So you have to try and avoid that, well, we've got this already type of mentality.
Yeah, we got to be ready to play because, I mean, the first half was close. We got to defend. We have to take away 3-pointers from them as much as possible. And we got to be, it's got to be that intensity. Doesn't matter what happened yesterday or last week. That doesn't matter because they're capable of making shots and being very good offensively and defensively. So we know we got our hands full, and any time in that game, it's gonna be a dogfight. So we got to be ready to go.
Not much more to say after this one tonight. The Scottsbluff boys win it 101-12 against a severely undermanned team from Liberty Tree Academy there in Colorado. Coach, we'll see you here tomorrow afternoon.
All right, thanks.
Yep, we'll come back with more on our Runs a Post-Game show right after this.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Allo, A. Elliott Law, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Dustin White Irrigation, and B&C Steel.
Are you tired of being tired? Sweet Dream Sleep in Gering is ready to help you wake up feeling refreshed. Dr. Brittany Meyer provides consultation for both children and adults to identify sleep disorders such as sleep apnea, insomnia, periodic limb movement, and more. Dr. Meyer and her nurse practitioner manage treatment with follow-ups using in-person office visits and telemedicine to navigate insurance requirements. No referral is necessary. Sweet Dream Sleep Services. Better sleep, better health.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health.
101-12, the Scottsbluff boys defeat Liberty Tree out of Colorado. They hold the War Eagles scoreless in the entire second half, albeit with a running clock the entire way in that third and fourth quarter. So it is time to move past this one. We'll have the Scottsbluff and Gering boys tomorrow here at 2 o'clock. I believe that one's going to be on the trail. tomorrow afternoon for the Scottsbluff-Gering matchup. And, of course, on the TV side, YouTube channel, Allo 15, Mobius 1500. And then we'll just kind of wait and see. I don't have too many final scores. We can tell you the Sydney girls beat Alliance 57-16. So they'll play the second game tomorrow here at the college against either North Platte or Chadron. And then in Game 3, it'll be the Alliance Mitchell boys winner against Sydney or North Platte. And the late game tomorrow figures to be Scottsbluff and Gering on the girls' side here at 6:30. That's about going to do it for night number 1 here from WNCC's Cougar Palace. Trayton producing on the TV side. Want to thank him. Amanda and Tricia helping us run some cameras here this evening, and we'll have more coverage for you. Jeff will be with me tomorrow. We'll have all 4 games here from the Palace, and the Scottsbluff-Gering games will be on the radio, so we'll simulcast those. The other 2 games, TV coverage only. That'll do it from Western Nebraska Community College here on a Thursday night.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Allo, A. Elliott Law, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Dustin White Irrigation, and B&C Steel. Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Legacy Co-op, Bunkhouse Trailer Sales, WNCC, Russell's Automotive,